doesn't help. All right, well, we are gonna see if this works, but not right now. Mostly, I just wanted to fix this hose so I can get it off my table. I think it in here. All right, then I have a couple of other quickie, I'm gonna just throw this in here. Actually, I'm gonna put that. Quickie fixes that I need to do. Some of my irrigation, well, I mean, I have a lot to do still on my irrigation, but today we're not doing that. We are just going to do a couple of quick fixes that need to happen. And then our big task today is dealing with the marmot issue. So you can see that bed over there. Well, let's just go get a closer look. This was my bean and pea bed. Well, it still is, because crazy enough, my beans are coming back. I don't know if I'll actually get anything. I think the peas will come back as well. But we have a marmot living under the shed, and and my basil is all in this bed as well, which it is also coming back. So there's that. And it just decimated this bed. It was looking gorgeous. It chewed off everything on this poor sunflower, although it is still living as well. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to like tomatoes. Fingers crossed that keeps being the case. But it even ate the marigold, which you wouldn't think they'd like marigolds, but they did. So anyway, we have this issue with the marmot, and Mom and I are gonna try and get said marmot out from underneath the shed. And then, which I think I'm going to just put the hose under there and like flood it under there because it won't hurt anything. The shed is clearly lifted up off the ground, since that's where the marmot is living. Get it out from under there, and then we're going to basically predator proof it. So we're going to use hardware cloth and kind of staple it to the deck and all the way around the shed, and then kind of have an apron that comes out onto the ground, because they do dig somewhat. They're not huge diggers, but they do dig. And then we need to do that around the chicken coop as well, because there are also a couple of places it can get under there, so that it doesn't have a place to live, because this is literally the only place it can live. It hasn't been eating anything for the last couple of days, and I do have a live trap over here. So you can see right there is the live trap. And this is the place that they seem to be coming in and out the most. Funny enough, they don't seem to like the rhubarb, which is great. But I haven't managed to catch anything but a cat. Not my cat, not Petunia. It was another cat this morning. Actually, it was in the trap. Little gray and white one. Very cute, but very, very not tame. Anyway, so I refilled it with some of their favorite greens, but it hasn't been eating anything. And I have sprinkled around some it's called Repellzol, on the beds or around the beds, so that it deters it. And it seems to be working. Or the other thing is that we had a whole bunch of dogs here this weekend, including, well, not a whole bunch, with our two, and our kids came to visit, and they both have dogs and brought them. So we had 4 dogs running around here, one of whom was a sizable, it's a Staffordshire Terrier. So he's a sizable, I mean, he's not big. He's like, I don't know, 40 pounds maybe, but he's bigger than ours. And so I'm hoping that maybe that scared it away. Regardless, I definitely want to get this predator proofed, because the marmots are living on in our neighbor's big, huge wood pile. Let's go look at that. So you can kind of see there that huge wood pile over there. That huge wood pile over there is where the family of marmots is living. We know David said he thinks he saw about 5 of them at one point, kind of all together. So I think only one of them made its way over to our shed. And I'm sure it was like one of the adolescents that came from that family, and they were like, okay, go find your own place to live. And my lush green garden with the water source in the fountain, perfect place, and a hidey holes underneath the shed were perfect for it. So I did talk to our neighbor yesterday, and he said that they've trapped one of them. But yeah, they definitely have more. We saw them this weekend standing up on the wood pile there, chirping madly at us because they don't like people being around. So hopefully so I'm also letting the dogs into the garden every time we come out here now. So hopefully that will help be a deterrent. And then of course, I am getting some stinky like mothball type things, but they're all natural to basically stick around all in and around all of my beds. It's totally fine to be with, edibles. But yeah, big project is to get the shed and chicken coop so nothing can get under there. All right. But for now, let's fix the irrigation thing I want to do. We are having our new gate put in finally, which I'm very excited. So they came out on Thursday last week to set the posts. There was a post right here in the middle. So they took that one, or they just cut it off. And then they needed to set these two posts. So they will be coming back out to put this gate in. But this pot here is in the way. And I can't, its little water thing is not long enough to move it somewhere else. So we're just gonna move it for now. Somewhere else. Right here. Will be perfect. And then dig it up here. All I'm going to do is cut it off and plug it up. It's kind of sticking up, but I think it'll be okay. It'll be obvious if it starts leaking. So I will deal with that then. And then the other thing I want to do is right now I have this going into the fountain to refill it. So it just comes in here and it's got a little dripper here. But it's a 2-gallon dripper, 2-gallon an hour dripper, and it just isn't quite enough. My fountain loses more than 2 gallons a day, and so I'm having to fill it with extra water every night, which is fine. It's one extra thing I have to do that I'd rather not have to do. So I'm going to do a second line in here. And yeah, so that's the only other thing I need to do. I'm not going to redo the water to that bag because these get watered by our lawn sprinklers every day. So they really don't need the extra water. And I mean, in fact, I probably should take it out of all of the pots, but they did fine last year, so I think I'm going to leave them. But it definitely doesn't need the extra water, so I'm not going to put another one in here. So I already have another 2-gallon an hour dripper here, and I'm just going to feed it into the fountain just like I have this one, and we will plug it in. I wish there was some way to make it not as obviously doing this, but I would have had to put it in through the hole that the electrical went in, and I just wasn't thinking when I put it together. So that's all right. I'm going to put it over here. No, don't help. I've been wanting to get that done for quite some time. The other thing I've been meaning to do, and I will say the Marmot actually helped out with this, is dump all of this dirt that did have plants in it. So I was putting it off because I thought, oh, maybe I'll plant them. I never planted them. Never going to plant them. I just need to let them go. Well, and now they're all dead anyway because the marmot ate most of them. So my goal now, while I'm kind of waiting for everything to grow, because that is kind of one of the nice things about this time of year, is that you have time to do projects like this. Because other than greens, which the marmot ate all of my greens, there's not really anything to harvest. And since my garden is pretty much all on irrigation, I also don't have to worry about that. So I can do projects like this. I do want to save this soil, however, because it's my potting mix. And granted, I'm going to have to go through and like at some point get rid of all of this stuff. Actually, why don't I just do that now? Get a garbage pot here. Actually, I should probably get gloves because the marmot has been pooping in these as well, which is disgusting. Mom has just arrived, so I will have her help me with this. Hi, Mama. I decided it's time. I've decided it's time to get rid of all of these plants that are not plants anymore.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that I could do that for you sometime.
Little nubbins. You want to sit down and help? Or no? You want to do something else?
No, I want you to do all the work.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just...
Finishing up the last, which these ones were a little bit harder to do because they were all of the peppers and tomatoes that I had meant to give away and I just never got around to it. And they're still mostly alive. I had kind of stopped watering them because I knew I was just going to get rid of them, but yeah, it's hard to see them go, but it is time. I want to get my garden all cleaned up. And the nice thing also is that this means all of my pots and my trays are also going to be put away for the season, which this will be the first time that has happened before January. The one thing we are saving is these onions because they are still alive and they look amazing. So I just can't. I'm going to go find a place to put them. Oh, actually, I can put them in the garlic bed that we just...
Yeah,
I'm going to go put these in the garlic bed. Nice. And we have a nice big thing of dirt ready to go for next year. Now for the big project of the day. That is Mom in there, pounding on the floor. We are going to watch down here. So there's Mom pounding on the floor. We're going to watch down here and see if he comes out. Nada. So I'm thinking he's not under there.
I'm thinking that too because he'd at least whistle from a while.
Yeah. Do you think he'd even whistle from under there?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well then, let's
So what are we doing?
button her up.
What do we need with?
The chicken wire or hardware cloth.
So you want to start here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's way wider than we need it to be, though.
Well, I was thinking we should put that on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to put some on the ground, but I was thinking like maybe to here. Well, maybe that is the same width. No, that's quite a bit more.
I would actually cut it in half this way,
Ah.
and then but keep your roll. See.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I better do that. Not here. Well, we got the entire whatchamacallit, potting shed completely surrounded with the hardware cloth. You can see it a little bit better back here. And all staked down on the outside, so they shouldn't be able to pull it up and get underneath. At least that is the hope. But I got really hot and lightheaded, even though I did have water out here. So I decided to go inside, but the entire shed is done. So now I just need to do the 2.25 sides of the chicken coop. So you can see here, they can get under, and then a little bit, I mean, they could get under there, but it would be a tight squeeze. But it looks like right here, they've actually been kind of digging. So I definitely, oh, actually, no, this is the place they've been digging. So I definitely want to get this corner all buttoned up. So that is what I'm going to do now. And it's super simple. Just have the hardware cloth out there, and we staple it to the building, and then use landscape staples, like I said, to pound it into the ground. And that's it. It's pretty simple. There we go. Okay, and that is that. Just need to add the stakes, and this will be done. And hopefully this will deter any new marmots from coming over here, at least coming over to make it their home. They can still very easily come over here and try and eat things, although I do have electric wire on the top of my fences all the way around the garden. So, oh, I guess I don't in the back, do I? But, and they do, I know they do climb, but I don't think they prefer to climb. So, I might need to put some electric wire on the back fence too. They can't fit through the holes in the fencing because it's too small. They are quite large animals. I will put a picture of them up for you so you can see. But they are sizable. Like, they are as big as Madeline and Boudreaux, which is why I don't think they're all that worried about Madeline and Boudreaux being in the garden. Anyway, all right, so I'm just gonna get stakes and pound those in, and we'll be done. I do have one little space right there that is a little worrisome. All right, well, I'm going to just fill that in with that and hope if they can't see it, they'll be less likely to. And if it gets dug out again, I will come and put it all the way along the front of this one as well. I'm feeling super good about things. I mean, that project was not a project I had planned on doing until the said marmot showed up. But it's really good to get it done. And honestly, it probably needed to be done anyway, because I don't want anything living under there. So that should help, even like with mice issues and stuff, hopefully. And then otherwise, my only other really big garden project that's like that hasn't been completed since last year is painting the roofs of the potting shed and finishing the roof on the chicken coop and run. But other than that, I don't really have any other big projects. I'm kind of chipping away at changing out the drip tape in each of the beds, but that's not really a big, all day project kind of thing. And then I'm going to hire the boys to come and fill in empty spots of shavings that I have kind of scattered around the garden. But like I said, I'm going to hire the boys to come do that. And then I do have one other project that it's not really a garden, it's garden adjacent, I guess I would say. I'm not going to say what it is just in case I don't actually do it. But if I do it, I will bring you along. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.